Let us chant this mantra and studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti e bhuridajanaha. The last time we were studying about the different type of siddhis that comes after the God realization or after the practices of austerity. The different type of spiritual power, supernatural power. Now today, the Sri Ramakrishna, it is the page 286. He is telling to the Master Mahashaya, nothing whatsoever is achieved by the performance of worship, japa and devotion. I repeat, nothing whatsoever is achieved by the performance of worship, japa and devotion without faith. Isn't that so? He is asking to the aim. The faith. Aim said, yes sir, that is true. Then the master is giving what he has observed in the society. I see people coming to the Ganges to bathe. They talk their heads off about everything under the sun. The widowed aunt says, without me, they cannot perform the Durga Puja. That means I am so important in that household. I have to look after even the smallest detail. Again, I have to supervise everything when there is a marriage festival in the family, even the weight of the bride and groom. So she is taking, as they call, air. That she is telling in such a way that without me, nothing can be there. But she has come to bathe in the Ganga without faith. What is that faith? That moment I take a dip in the Ganga, is holy water, I am free from all sin and I am going to see God, realize God, feel that joy of seeing God. No, that is nothing in their mind, they are thinking in that way. And the aim, Master Mahashaya, he is in a different way supporting. Why should we blame them? How else will they pass the time? The ordinary people, they have not heard about God, what to do. The Master with a smile. Some people have their shrine rooms in their attics. The women arrange the offering and flowers and make the sandal paste. But while doing so, they never say a word about God. The burden of the conversation is, what shall we cook? Can't we get good? All these things. Then Aim said, yes sir, it is so in the majority of cases. As you say, can one who has passionate yearning for God continue formal worship and devotions for long? So this is the conversation is going on. So Sri Ramakrishna is one sentence he said about the faith. The faith means the conviction that there is God. Faith means the determination that I can realize God. Atma Shraddha and Shastra Shraddha. Shastra are the words of the realized souls and they say there is God. So I am believing conviction that there is God. It's called faith. Second, determination that I will realize God in this very life. In the Buddhism, naturally, as an offshoot of Hinduism, it says accepting Buddha as an awakened one is the faith. They are giving 3 steps. Faith means first, accepting Buddha as an awakened one. Second, trust in his teaching, spiritual teaching. This is dharma. The Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, that means I am accepting the Lord Buddha as one who is awakened. Second, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, I am accepting and following all the teachings that the Lord Buddha has given to realize God. That is, in Buddhism, of course, there is no God, but the teachings of the Lord Buddha, that is called Dharma, and complete dedication to the spiritual community, that is Sangha. The Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, and Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. These 3 things, if you are accepting, then this is the faith according to Buddhism. Baha'i faith is a fraction of the Islam. They say the conscious knowledge. It's not just somebody has said something and I am accepting it. No. I must judge myself and then I should accept. That's called conscious knowledge first. Second, practice of good deeds. If you perform good deeds, you will surely have the good result. That is the faith. And thirdly, faith according to the Baha'i, acceptance of the divine authority of the manifestation of God. The God is manifesting sometimes in a human being or maybe in different form, that you should accept with great faith, and that is called faith. Acceptance of the divine authority of the manifestation of God according to Baha'i. Then the Christianity, of course, the faith in the particularly New Testament, they say faith means belief, and also faith means the trust. They are thinking in that way that New Testament, they say some Christianity believe in God and His grace, that is faith. If you are believing in the existence of God and His grace, that is faith according to some of the Christianity. And some others say just not believe, but to understand first in whom and what way they should have faith. In whom we are trusting, what way we are going to realize that. That is the main thing. Then only you should believe, and that is called the faith. The Greek word pistis used for faith in New Testament, and it is they say in that Wikipedia 240 times they have used this faith, the word, in the Christianity. Faith comes after experience. Jesus did so many miracles to develop the faith in His disciples, to accept Jesus as the Christ, the Son of God. So when they saw again and again, they experienced it, then they believed that Jesus can do it. And Jesus, there was a dead person, this has brought back the life into him. Jesus walked on the water, Jesus fed the multitude with a small piece of bread and all this. So that always they think, if you can perform some miraculous thing, then only I can have faith in you. Recently, from the Calcutta, the Mother Teresa, they have canonized him. Now she is a saint. She did so many good things all through her life, helping people and all, but that won't be accepted. You have to show some miracle after your death. Then only it can be accepted, and that too, they used to take hundreds, 200, 300 years to declare someone as saint, because if other things are coming, for her only not much time. But anyway, this is in Christianity, that you must have some miraculous power and people are accepting you as a religious person, and that is called the faith, we can say. In Hinduism, of course, as Sri Ramakrishna said, without the faith nothing can help you. The worship, the meditation, the japa, nothing can help you without the proper faith. And what is that faith according to Hinduism? It is Shraddha, it is confidence. And the Shraddha can be translated again into English as confidence. And how? According to Shankaracharya, he said, Shastreshu Guru Bhakyeshu Shatta Buddhi Abodharanam. The Shastra, these are the words, Shastra are the words of the experienced one. It's not anybody has written any books, they have written a Shastra. Scripture means only those who have realized it and then they are writing, that is called Shastra. The Shastra issue, and Guru, a person who has also dedicated his life, realized that truth, you can say that is his words also. How we are taking? Satya Buddhi. Satya means the truth. It cannot deviate truth. Satya Buddhi Abodharanam. We are accepting that as the Satya, the truth. Shastreshu Guru Bhakyeshu Satya Buddhi Abodharanam Sa Shraddha. And Swami Vivekananda added the Shraddha means self-confidence. And he said, in the previously, the old religion used to say, he who is not believing in the existence of God is an atheist, non-believer. But the new religion says, that means his own ideas, he who is not having faith in himself is an atheist. The one who is not having or believing the power in oneself is an atheist. So this is the faith. In Islam it says Iman. Sometimes the Urdu word, most of the Indian people, they understand Imandar. Imandar means a faithful one. This Iman means the faith. And there Iman is that you believe in God. This is Hazrat Muhammad himself said, these are the 5 things you must have. Otherwise, we cannot accept you as the Imandar. Iman is that you believe in God, His angels, His books, His messengers, and the result, good or evil, that comes on you. So that is called Iman. Whatever comes, good or bad, I believe that it is because of the God. God wanted that I should suffer. I am suffering. So that type of belief. Judaism, of course, they do not accept the word faith, but they use the word imuna, similar to faith, and this imuna means trust in God. So that is very specially in almost all the religion we find that the faith. Now the master is asking, sir, if it is God himself who has become everything, then why do people have so many different feelings? This is a very wonderful question the Sri Master Masha is asking, and there was no one else. So he got the opportunity to ask, open up his mind to ask the question to Sri Ramakrishna to understand. If God himself, who has become everything, we know as the Hindu, all our scriptures, they always say everything that you see is nothing but the manifestation of the same God. Now the question is, if that is so, then why so many different feelings? So obviously God is within. The feeling of different people must be same. Sri Ramakrishna's answer, undoubtedly, God exists in all beings as the all-pervading spirit, but the manifestation of his power are different in different beings. So that is the reason that there is so much of difference from one person to another person. Manifestation of his power. He is there as the spirit, but the power, that is the difference. Sometimes some people are having more power, sometimes not. In some places there is a manifestation of the power of knowledge, and in others the power of ignorance. In some places there is a greater manifestation of power than in others. Don't you see that among human beings there are cheats and gamblers, to say nothing of men who are like tigers? I think of them as the cheat god or the tiger god. So the god, of course, they are, but the manifestation of power, God and his power, Shiva and Shakti. When the Shakti, that differs, but the existence of God is of course there at Chit Shakti, that is called the consciousness. This is a wonderful, very clear conception. Now he says, Master, aim with a smile. We should salute them from a distance. If we go near the tiger god and embrace him, he may devour us. Master, he and his power, Brahman and its power, nothing else exists but these. In a hymn to Rama, Narada said, O Rama, you are Shiva and Sita is Bhagavati. You are Brahma and Sita is Brahmani. You are Indra and Sita is Indrani. You are Narayana and Sita is Lakshmi. O Rama, you are the symbol of all that is masculine and Sita of all that is feminine. So God and his power. And in Indian concept, they have depicted God as the father and the mother, male and the female. So it is very easy for us to understand, because we are constantly living in these two conceptions. So that is the reason we can understand it so well. And Aim said, what is the spirit form of God? Chinmaya Rupa. Sometimes Sri Ramakrishna used to say, where is Mrinmaya Rupa? Mrinmaya means Mitrika. Mitrika is the earth. Our gods and goddesses are made of the earth, or sometimes the stone. So Mrinmaya Rupa, made of stone and all, and Chinmaya, consciousness. And here Aim is asking this question, said, what is the spirit form of the God-like Chinmaya Rupa? Sri Ramakrishna reflected a moment and said softly, because it is very difficult to explain, shall I tell you what it is like? It is like water. One understands all this through spiritual discipline. And one of our Swamiji, who was in the San Francisco, he was there Swami Ishatmananda ji. He was a staunch Vedantin, and in one of his lectures he mentioned that when he was a young boy, the place where he used to live, sometimes they used to have the high tide, and there the flood, everything is water and nothing else. Though their house was in a higher place, so they were safe, and he used to come out and to sit in the open place and to look at the water and to merge in that, because of the vastness. Sometimes when you go to this, Swami Vivekananda used to sit by the at the shore, on the shore of this lake, Michigan Lake. The vastness, though it is a lake, it's like ocean. So vast. Everywhere there is nothing but water, and that is oneness. Water is the symbol of formlessness, Chinmaya. And Ashokanandaji said, I used to practice that, and slowly, slowly, I could separate my body from my spirit. And that is the meditation. In here, he is mentioning, I think the kind of meditation I spoke of having was meditation on Brahman. That is to say, on God without form, the formless. I did not try to see any form. I tried to feel the presence of His one being in myself and in all things around me. I like doing that, and I think I succeeded to a little extent. So that is one way you can meditate, and after a time you will find that you have become separated somewhat from the body. You no longer feel that you are physical. You feel that the real being is within you, and not only within you but in others as well. You will perceive the same being in everyone, in you, in me, in everything. Human beings, subhuman creatures, living and even non-living. You can perceive that He permeates everything. So that is his feeling he expressed in one of his lecture, and that was the last lecture of Swami Ishatmananda. After that he passed away. So when the many becomes one, that is the title of the lecture. And here Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is trying to explain how this Chinmaya, Rupa, one can understand. There is a beautiful song in the Ramprasad, the Shama Sangit. It says, Janu nare mon paramo karon Shama ma shudhu me noy. O my mind, you do not know. Paramo karan. Karan means the reason, the highest reason. The Shama Ma, the goddess Kali, is not only a girl. She meghiro baron koriya dharan. Sometimes she is accepting the color, the hue of the cloud and becoming male too. Kakhono kakhono purusha hoy. So this way, there is a trying to express that the fineness of that, and Sri Ramakrishna is telling one understands all this through spiritual discipline. Then he said to him, believe in the form of God. It is only after attaining Brahma-jnana that one sees non-duality, the oneness of Brahman and his Shakti. Brahman and Shakti are identical, like fire and his power to burn. When a man thinks of the fire, he must also think of its power to burn. Again, when he thinks of the power to burn, he must also think of fire. Further, Brahman and Shakti are the like milk and its whiteness, water and its wetness. The Sri Ramakrishna in this modern age is giving the Advaita conception, but in a different way. There's sometimes some people, they used to have some problem that they used to say that Sri Ramakrishna is a devotee, and some said no, is a jnani. Then this question that was asked to Ma Sarada Mani Devi, as because Swami, you know that those who have read that Swami Vivekananda's biography, then there the Swamiji, he made one ashrama, Advaita ashrama in Mayavati. Maybe some of you have already visited. It's in the Himalaya. It's a beautiful place. From there you can see all the snow-capped mountains. There only nothing should be there except a meditation room. There people can go and sit and meditate. When he visited that, he found that one of the brahmacharis is keeping a picture of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is Guru, Swami Vivekananda is Guru. He is ideal, but still he said, "Oh my God, the old man has entered here too." He used to call like that. Sri Ramakrishna used to love him so much. So he said, "The old man has entered here too." Then he asked the in charge of that ashrama, he said, "You must go and visit every room and see. Ideology of the Advaita Vedanta should not be broken over here. If they cannot perform without the meditation, without the image, they should go back to Belur Math. The Belur Math has the image of God, and on many other ashrama, there should be at least one center where only pure Advaita Vedanta should be practiced." So the Advaita Vedanta means without anything, and it is so difficult to concentrate on that, particularly those who are very sincere. If they cannot concentrate their mind on nothing, on the absolute, very difficult. There was one Swami, I think I told you once, and he was a complete devotee, we can say, and Khandana Bhava Vandana, that song, I too, in the evening, when I cannot sing that particular song, the Khandana, I feel restless. And he was so much so, but inside that campus of the ashrama you cannot sing. So he used to take the Khandana book, that song, the book, he used to and walk almost 6 miles, 6 kilometers, not miles, 6 kilometers. Then going out of the boundary of the Advaita ashrama, sitting under a tree is a huge place, only the forest and wood, nothing is there. Used to go and sit under a tree, used to sing the Khandana Bhava Vandana and the evening time, and then used to come back. So that is the Advaita ashrama, and Sri Ramakrishna is telling that you must practice this with the image. That's the confusion. So that brahmachari, he wrote a letter to Ma Sharadamani Devi, and he challenged Swami Vivekananda, as because he went to the West, perhaps he got this idea that Thakur is not that we should not even worship Sri Ramakrishna. What is it? So he wrote to Ma Sharadamani Devi. Now, in that, as the Jagatik Drishti, from our point of view, we can say mother was the wife of Sri Ramakrishna. Obviously, the wife, if she thinks that her husband is going to get the worship as God, naturally she will be so happy. But mother was the Shakti, pure knowledge. Immediately she wrote back, Sri Ramakrishna was Advaita himself. You too, who are the followers of Advaita, Sri Ramakrishna, are also Advaitin. What is the conception of Advaita? Consciousness in every being. Now the Sri Ramakrishna is asking this process for those who cannot go beyond this. That is the beauty of Sri Ramakrishna. He is giving, as he said, the mother knows who can digest what type of food. So she will prepare accordingly, some with more chili and very hot, some very light, some only boiled, some these and some that. She knows it. So this in Hinduism, some are Advaitin, without any form. some Advaita in wheat form. Sri Ramakrishna here said to Master Mahashaya, he is a householder devotee and he was having some other responsibilities too, and he said, believe in the form of God. It is only after attaining Brahma Jnana that one sees non-duality, oneness of Brahman and his Shakti. When a man thinks of fire, he must also think of the power to burn. In the Shankaracharya, though he was the Advaitin, he was the exponent of the Advaita Vedanta. He fought with the Buddhist philosophy and removed all the Buddhist philosophy from the face of India, and then again replaced Hinduism, the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. That Shankaracharya wrote so many wonderful stotras, poems dedicated to the Shakti. But there is a stage, now Sri Ramakrishna is telling, there is a stage beyond even Brahma Jnana. Unthinkable. When he says this, stage beyond even Brahma Jnana. And the Brahma Jnana, they say that is the last. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, no, even beyond that, Brahma Jnana, after the Jnana comes Vijnana. Brahma Vijnana. So Brahma Jnana and then Vijnana. He who is aware of knowledge is also aware of ignorance. So that is the wonderful way he is putting it. If you know the light, you must have the conception about the darkness. Otherwise, how can you say it is light? When some people are living in place where 24 hours the sun is there, sunlight is there, they will have no idea about the night. Only one who is living where there is both day and night, they develop the conception of day and night. The small children, they don't have any idea about the bad things. So whatever they think, whatever they see, only good for them. So they don't have the conception of bad. So that Sri Ramakrishna said, the moment you have one conception, is bound to have another conception. When you have jnana, obviously you have ignorance. Then he is giving an example from the Ramayana. Vasishtha was in grief at the death of his sons. Lakshmana, he was wondering how a man like Vasishtha, he was a man of knowledge, how he can cry like that. He was supposed to know that everything is temporary. Why then he should cry? And he is asking, the Lakshmana is asking, why a man of knowledge should grieve for such a reason. He was asking to Rama. Then Sri Rama was the student of Vasishtha. But when Vasishtha was behaving like that, when the Lakshmana, he asked that question to Rama, Rama gave the reply, brother, go beyond both knowledge and ignorance. He who has knowledge has ignorance also. If a thorn has entered your foot, get another thorn, and with its help take out the first, then throw away the second also. The knowledge and the ignorance, both should be given away. And that is the reason I always love to call this Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna as the Panchama Veda. In every page, in every para, this is knowledge, knowledge and knowledge. The Veda means the knowledge is the Sri Ramakrishna, and those who are really sincere students of spirituality, this is so clear to them. Sometimes we go to sometimes most of the people, they go to religion only like many other things we are doing, we are also doing the religion. There's nothing bad in it, at least they are starting. But the deep student, a very sincere student of spirituality, this is a very important statement, go beyond knowledge and ignorance. It says, should one throw away both knowledge and ignorance? Master Mahashaya asking. Then the Sri Ramakrishna, yes, that is why one should acquire Vijnana. You see, he who is aware of light is also aware of darkness. He who is aware of happiness is also aware of suffering, and he is going on giving. Then what is Vijnana? So, in Bombay, one of our Swamiji, he was giving a lecture. I was there I was listening to him. Then one gentleman told that I don't believe in the existence of God. And the Swamiji dramatically, he told, I offer my pranam at your feet. You must be the knower of God. He said, no, I don't believe. And that is why, the Swami replied. Because if you don't have the conception of God, how can you say there is no God? Because you have the conception of God, then only you can say now that there is no God. As here in the audience, there is no children, there is no animal. And we can say with the confidence there is no children, there is no animals. Why? Because we have the conception of children, we have seen children. We have the conception of animals, we have seen animals. So obviously, when we have the conception, then we can say yes or no. Otherwise, how? How do you know who is God, what is God, how he can be seen? So that is called the argument, the fallacy. This way one can argue. Sri Ramakrishna is giving the argument. One who is having the knowledge must be having the conception of ignorance. But when there is a conception of ignorance, there is every opportunity that someday the ignorance may come up again, as because the conception is already there, idea is already there. Now he is telling, become a big jnani, not only jnani. Go and beyond that, become a big jnani. What is that big jnani? He is explaining. What is Vijnana? It is knowing God in a spatial way. The awareness and conviction that fire exists in wood is jnana. See the clear conception of Sri Ramakrishna. When we know that the fire is there in the wood, that is the knowledge. But to cook rice on that fire, eat the rice and get nourishment from it is Vijnana. That means only conception of God won't do. You have to be one with that. You have to be completely that which is known as God. So that is called Vijnana. To know by one's inner experience that God exists is jnana. But to talk to Him, to enjoy Him as child, as friend, as master, as beloved is Vijnana. The realization that God alone has become the universe and all living beings is Vijnana. The realization that God alone has become, it is not the conception, the realization that God alone has become the universe and all living beings is Vijnana. According to one school of thought, God cannot be seen. Who sees whom? Is God outside you that you can see Him? One sees only oneself. Having once entered the black water of the ocean, the ship does not come back and so cannot describe what is experienced. That's in olden days, they used to think that when the ship is going into the deep sea, most of the time the coming back was almost impossible. So he is giving. It is true, sir, said the Master Mahasaya. As you say, having climbed to the top of the mountain, the monument, one becomes unaware of what is below. Horses and carriages, men and women, houses, shops and offices, and so on. One goes up and from there you can see. When you fly from the here is a beautiful scenery of the whole Chicago, particularly in the evening time, night time, is all glittering. They have made, I think, in a planned way, some portion, the yellow light, all the color, the light. So almost like the golden, completely whole city is full of gold. And the other side, some of the places, white, just like the silver, the beauty. And slowly, the more and more it is climbing up, you cannot see anything. The big houses and everything vanishes. So the mind, when it is soaring high, reaching to the place of God, everything becomes like that. The Master Mahasaya, he was talking about Octorlony Monument, that is in Calcutta, and that was in those days the tallest building. So obviously, when people used to climb up over there, and they used to wonder, oh my God, everything is so small below. The one person in his life, first time in his life, he was flying in a aircraft. So he sat and he was excited. He looked down through the window and he excitedly told his next person sitting by his side, have you seen the human being looks like the ants? The gentleman, the second man, he was a regular flyer, he knew. He understood that the first time he is going, he excited. Someone told him, if you are in the flight, you will see the small human beings become so small like ants. So maybe he saw that and said, they are real ants, because our flight is still there on the ground. When you go up, then you can see. So like that, sometimes we are excited. But the truth is that when we go to God, all these things becomes nothing. So that is the reason. Our experiences, it shows that slowly, the more and more we are becoming experienced. Many things we see, and then we can understand, oh, this is nothing, all temporary phases. When the children come back and they complain, this has happened in the school and that has happened, then the elderly people or the guardians, they will be telling them, oh, just wait a few days, everything will be over. Because they knew from their own life's experience. Here Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling that you should become the big jnani, because he himself became the big jnani. He saw everything, nothing but God. And it says, Master, I don't go to the Kali temple nowadays. Now suddenly a man who was talking about such a height, suddenly he has become just such a very normal, and he is taking the opinion of his own disciple. And just like a young boy, he is asking, I don't go to the Kali temple nowadays. Is that an offense? He used to go and worship Kali. Now his mind is so high, he is seeing things only in one, that Brahma Jnana. So he don't feel like going to the Kali temple. Now he is asking to his disciple, Master Mahasaya. At one time, Narendra used to say, what? He still goes to the Kali temple? Narendra was a young boy that time. But as because he was associated with Brahma Samaj, the Brahma Samaj, they used to think that there is no image of God. So Narendra also, as he was the member of the Brahma Samaj, he told. Still he goes to the Kali temple, that means he has not gone up. So like that, so our Sri Ramakrishna is telling like that, Master, every day you are a new state of mind, you are in a new state of mind. Master Maharshi was very mature. Even though his age was only 28-30 at that time, but very mature. When the Sri Ramakrishna is asking like that, Master Maharshi knew why suddenly he is talking like this. That's because he used to live so closely with Sri Ramakrishna, observed, understood, so he could explain in this way. Every day you are in a new state of mind. How can you ever offend God? Sri Ramakrishna. Someone said to Shane about Hriday, he is very ill. Please bring 2 pieces of cloth and a couple of shirts for him. Now again, Sri Ramakrishna didn't say anything. He just saw the understanding of Master Maharshi. He changed the subject. He is telling something else. He is telling, someone said to Shane, as a Bengali surname, as someone he came, and somebody requested him, because in the devotees when they come, Hridayaram. Now in our place also in the ashrama there are also other people. Like someone goes to the Ganges, he met one of the person who is there, Haridas, and they sometimes give some gift to the Haridas, or leave over here giving a name Haridas, or for Swami V, Swami C, like that. Someone said, Hridayaram, he was there, he is ill, please bring 2 pieces of cloth and a couple of shirts for him. We will send them to his village. The Shane offered only 2 rupees instead of all those. How do you explain that? He has so much money and yet he is so miserly. What do you say to that? He is asking again another question to Master Maharshi. And Master Maharshi, those who seek God cannot behave that way. I mean, those whose goal is the attainment of knowledge. They cannot behave like that. Master, God alone is the reality and all else is unreal. Maya matram idam dvaitam. In our scripture that says, Maya matram idam dvaitam. The 2 or many that we see is because of the Maya, that power of God that is covering the truth and imposing something else, forcing us to believe that. So that is called Maya. Then some of our classes, we have already studied what is Maya, and that is the cause. What we see, what we feel, sometimes when we grow in experience, we understand that was not correct. So that is called Maya. So that is the reason, as long as we will see the differences, many, it's for sure that we are under the spell of the Maya. So we have to take the shelter of the God, because Maya is his power. If we go to God, then only he can withdraw his power and can give us the light, the knowledge with which we can see everything as one. Thank you very much. And next day again we will study the September 22nd, 1883, the account that has been recorded by the Master Maharshi. If you have any question, you can ask, or otherwise we will conclude by reciting this sloka. Okay, let us conclude this. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.